Welcome to another fine
you're
OTRS
here.
Central Q&A edition. What's that?
You're here.
So that's the only redeeming quality of this Q&A.
No, the people want Metal D.
Do they?
Not really. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Probably. Remember, if you want your questions answered by us in a future Q&A, what do you have to do, Mikey?
Go to Twitter, send them at Off the Rope Show.
There you go. Now, obviously, we had some major developments on Wednesday, so we know there's going to be a lot of questions pertaining to this, so we're not even going to bother fielding them from a specific person. This is just anybody that's asked any of these questions pertaining to Jack Swagger. We'll answer them first and foremost. The first question is, what's your reaction to Jack Swagger getting arrested in Mississippi last night after SmackDown and getting popped off for a DUI and possession of marijuana?
That was dumb. Triple H is going to be pissed he didn't get his stash. And boy, sure glad they put Swagger back on TV in a big spot.
Sometimes you just can't. You just can't stop stupid.
You can't teach stupid.
Well, yeah, apparently he learned it very well. He was taught it. You can't unteach the stupid on some people. What an idiot. I mean, yeah, we all make mistakes and we all have our moments. You know, we've definitely had our moments at OTRS. We've had our stupid things too. But I don't know if any of them necessarily compare to this. We're not in a spot where we're being pushed for a featured match at WrestleMania 29 and getting popped off for having weed and driving under the influence. What a moron. Flat out, what a moron. Second question pertaining to Swagger. Do you think the WWE is going to fine him, suspend him, fire him, stop his push?
He's going to get fined. And after WrestleMania, I'm sure there'll be a D push on Swagger. But he's too big of a storyline right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't buy them yanking him off the card. I don't buy them firing him or suspending him. I just don't buy that. The thing about getting popped off for weed, remember, real marijuana under the WWE's wellness policy is a fine. It's the fake marijuana spice that's a suspension. So, they talk about, well, you could possibly get fired. Yeah, they're not going to do that. I'm sorry. I just don't buy it at this moment.
Don't wait till after WrestleMania if they suspend him for the DUI.
Yeah, or something like that. But, I mean, to be fair, you had Cameron got popped off for DUI and bribing a police officer, and she didn't really get much of anything done to her.
No.
Fine, whatever. Next question. Does this mean that Swagger's not going to win the belt at WrestleMania?
Who said he was going to anyways?
Yeah, the only time I could think of that we've had both world titles change hands at WrestleMania, I have to go back, I think, to WrestleMania 21 when you had Cena win the WWE Championship and Batista win the World Heavyweight Championship. Otherwise, every Mania since then has been one belt's change hands or the other, and not both.
And John Cena is already going to win a belt.
More likely than not, so I'd be very surprised if they were going to do both title changes. Not saying that they wouldn't, I doubt it, based off of the history since back in 2005. Yeah, what an idiot, though.
Yeah.
Just ridiculously stupid. Now let's move on to some of the other questions that aren't pertaining to the moron that is Doc Swagger. At TP Bev wants to know, which faction is more underrated, the Corporation or the Ministry of Darkness? Pick one.
The Corporation.
I'll say the Ministry of Darkness. Fair enough. At Big Red MC716, do you guys think that either Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle could end the Undertaker streak at Mania if given the chance?
I think anybody could end the streak if they were given the chance and told to, but no.
They wouldn't have either one of those two guys ended at this point in time. At Big Willie 07, when do you guys think that we'll get another Punk versus Bryan feud because they have the best matches?
Some Raw very soon down the road for free, because they like to give it to us for free. Because you wouldn't want people to pay for this type of match.
Really?
Power through.
We need another Punk and Daniel Bryan feud. You're that eager for it that quickly? If your question is, when do you guys think it will happen? Maybe another year or two down the road, they would actually explore another feud between these two guys. But just even to entertain the thought at this point just makes my head hurt.
Maybe it'll be for the IC belt.
Who knows? It's very possible. God only knows. At Ryan Monroe 6, who will be WWE and World Heavyweight Champions in 2013? That's an interesting question. Will anyone else hold the WWE Championship besides Cena in 2013?
The Rock already has.
I'm talking about after Cena. Okay.
He's got 435 days he needs to make up.
Okay, let's go World Heavyweight Champions. You've got Alberto Del Rio now. Who else would you possibly see holding that belt?
Ziggler.
Okay.
Orton. Mark Henry.
Okay. I will say Ziggler and Ryback. Those would be the only other two I can think of. At Andrew _Duxbury, what is the best and worst build-up for a WrestleMania main event?
Well, there was this whole year build-up to The Rock vs. Cena that was very, very shitty, except for John Cena's side of things.
I hate you. I really do.
It's in my contract. I gotta root for him.
Best build-up to a WrestleMania main event, I will always be partial to shows like WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 14. Worst build-up to a WrestleMania main event to me has to be WrestleMania 8, Sid versus Hogan. I'm sorry, this is bad.
I thought the lead-up to HBK versus Flair was really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, that was a main event. I didn't think it was the main event.
It wasn't the. It should have been the main event because I didn't really want to watch the rest of the show afterwards.
Yeah, putting that mid-card was pretty stupid. I will grant you that. We talked about that before. At Baller B. Scott, what year from 2000 till now would you classify as your favorite year in wrestling? 2002.
I don't really have one.
Fair enough. I'll say 2002. Got a couple. You had Hogan Rock at WrestleMania 18. You had a really good SummerSlam. You had a really, really good Survivor Series that year. You had the newness and the freshness of the brand extension. So I'll go with 2002. At Mr. Lawson 2093. Hey, have you guys ever heard of Epic Rap Battles of History?
Yeah.
I watch them quite a bit, actually.
Yep, I'm subscribed to it.
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
I don't really have a favorite. I just kind of watch them, and then I'm like, eh.
I don't know. The one with Kim Jong-il versus the Mega Powers is good.
You watched the one with Bill
Gates and Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one of my favorite ones. I think the past few ones have been kind of stupid. Like, I think the last one was Adam versus Eve.
Well, season 2 hasn't been as strong as season 1 was.
No, I think they're running out of creative ideas. One idea I'd give them is maybe something like Dr. Phil versus Sigmund Freud. I said Freud. Because I could say Freud. Because if Bill and Ted, it was good enough for them, it's good enough for me, damn it. At Carlston Tatum, who do you think will win, Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan? Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Well,
question.
Except Jackie Chan's alive.
Yeah.
Maybe Jackie Chan will bombard Bruce Lee with anti-American sentiments. Maybe that's how he would win. I don't know. At Dakota Did You, what are your top 5 Taker Mania matches, and what 5 do you wish they would have had at any point in time? Who would be some of the matches you wish they would have had with Taker one-on-one? Let's say Taker never wrestles another Mania again. Like last year was the last year. What matches do you wish you would have seen with him at a WrestleMania?
Cena Taker, definitely.
Okay.
I'll say it. Punk Taker.
Okay.
I would have liked to see Kane versus Taker again.
Even though you already saw it twice?
Yes.
Okay. We never got a one-on-one match with Austin and Taker at WrestleMania. We never got a one-on-one match with Taker and Rock at WrestleMania. Maybe you throw Brock Lesnar in there. I would also throw in there, obviously, Sting would be another name that jumps to the top of the list. So there's a lot of matches. Top 5 Taker matches.
Go for it. You're the huge Taker fan.
WrestleMania 17 against God. WrestleMania 14. This is in no particular order. WrestleMania 14 against Kane was very good. WrestleMania 23 against Batista I was really a fan of. WrestleMania 25 5 against Shawn Michaels, even though that was mid-card because Vince is a moron. WrestleMania 28 against Triple H. Those will probably be the top 5 I can think of, no particular order. At Bema the Cash Man, if you could have Jake the Snake fight one guy from the Attitude Era that he never fought, who would it be? He fought Austin.
Yeah.
He fought Taker way back when. One guy, huh? I don't know. I'm just being honest with you. From the actual Attitude Era, I don't know. Maybe The Rock. We'll throw The Rock in.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, when in doubt, it's a safe
Mm-hmm.
one. At JTip09, do you think the WWE will push Alex Riley? And if so, how far? Sometimes you think they're going to push him out the door.
And then he featured on TV for 3 seconds and he trends on Twitter.
Which, of course, means the next month or two they don't put him on TV at all because they don't want him to trend on Twitter for whatever the hell reason. Will they at some point? I remain optimistic that they will.
They have a T-shirt design, so you'd hope, maybe.
As far as how far, who knows? Could be just to be a guy that does jobs on TV to a guy that gets teased to the main event. It could be any range in between. The only thing that is certain is he will be at a level no higher than John Cena.
It's true.
Because we can't have anybody ever get as
No,
high as
nobody
that.
can ever get that high. Not even Jack Swagger with his weed.
What about Triple H? To be fair, he kind of lives in the clouds, so wouldn't he technically be higher?
Yeah, but John Cena didn't hang out up there, so...
Yeah.
That's where the Breakfast Club meets.
Right, but whose house is that everybody rises to?
Right, but they all sit at the table, but John Cena stands.
We know why he stands?
So he's a little bit taller than Triple H.
No, because Triple H sits on an elevated chair. Don't be stupid.
In fact, I on a throne.
That would be an elevated chair, wouldn't it? Whatever. Sits about 20 feet above everybody else. At Staley027, have you watched the CM Punk documentary? And if not, do you plan on watching it?
I have not watched it. At some point, I probably will. I just haven't yet.
I have not watched it yet, and I do plan on watching it. I don't know when. I haven't had a big urge to watch a lot of WWE DVDs lately. I think that's more Metal D's department, frankly, or even Triple T's, even though they're not here. So a reminder again, submit your questions to our Twitter. Our Twitter handle is
Off the Rope Show.
And if they're good, they'll be featured in a future Q&A. Thank you, everyone. Jack Swagger. It was your boy.
Yeah, but it was Tony's boy.
You see what happened?
It was Tony's boy last year.
So you see what happened. He was your boy in 2011, Tony's boy in 2012.
Nobody gets him from Off the Rope Show, and
falls off the fucking wagon almost instantly.
He was crying. He had to drink to calm himself down.
I guess so. Poor guy.
Damn glaucoma.